So the first time, the first time that I cried genuinely,
I didn't survive.
what happened?
I didn't survive.
September, October, November, we do Christmas, New Year. We're still going. I am failing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Titans podcast. Now, as you know, we talked, we had some few productions before in Zambia and whatnot to start with. What you're really going to see on the Titans podcast is not mostly popular people, because these are the stories that we get. Most popular people, very successful and whatnot. We are going to explore the world of Titans. And by the word of Titans, we mean we want real authentic stories to follow through. If now today I'll be talking to somebody who's really successful, what we're going to focus on is, what was the background afterwards? So you're probably not going to expect to see most popular faces here. They are going to be there for sure.
Definitely.
But for starters, we're going to go with all the real authentic stories from the background building up and whatnot. That's what you're going to see on the Titans podcast. So if you want to ride with me on that, be my guest. I am Leaf and I'm your host on the Titans podcast. And today we have one of the Titans here to bless us with the first episode. How do I describe you? Before I'm gonna say, wannabe PhD engineer in the BC and all the other stuff that we have skipped to mention.
No, you can just cut all those protocols. Let's just go straight. Yeah, my
Right.
name is Kyom.
Oh, come on. So you just want to start, my name is Kyom.
Yeah, just like my name is Kyom, and okay, let me just start from the beginning. Yeah,
Right.
my name is Kyom. Originally I'm from Nigeria, but a lot of people confused. Said you're from Zambia.
Just like me.
Yeah, so I remember last time you thought like maybe I'm from Zambia, and I've been here for a while. Let me just put it that way, so don't go there.
What
yet.
is a wow?
It's a while. let's just say it that way. It's a while. Yeah, I've been here for quite a number of years. Like you said, came as a student. Yeah, did my bachelor's here, did my master's here. Now, currently, I'm doing my PhD. So,
And working.
yeah, and at the same time, I'm
Busy
also
guy.
working.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. But just before we get to dive into every single thing that we possibly can put together, I
Yeah.
think what is the most important thing that I would need to know? Because what I'm seeing now
Yeah.
is a PhD person,
Mhm.
it's a master's person, and whatever experience that is.
Mhm.
I want you to take me back a little bit. Who is Kyom, the little boy from Nigeria? Picking it from there.
Well, yeah, it's a long story. Let me just put it that way. Kyom, a little boy from Nigeria. I would say Kyom is a blessed child. Let me just put it that way. Let me
Go
summarize
easy on
it
that. Go easy on that.
I'll just say Kyom is a blessed child. Yeah. The little Kyom from Nigeria is just a guy who was just doing his thing, like just doing your thing, and then all of a sudden, you kind of step on an opportunity, for you to kind of upgrade. So this is like the way I will put it. So I came from a family of 8. We are kind of 5 brothers, 3 sisters. Yeah. So life back home, I wouldn't say it was difficult, or I wouldn't say like it's a mix. You understand? Because my dad was in the military, so we move a lot and things like that. So that part aside. So I would, like I said, I'm a blessed child. How am I blessed? Yeah, I got opportunity to come to the Czech Republic to study via scholarship, and I came here.
What year is
Oh
this?
man, he wants to
What
know really.
what,
I came
what
here
year
in
is this?
2007.
2007.
Yeah,
I'm
2007.
in grade.
Precisely.
I'm in grade.
Precisely.
I started school in 2005. Is it? I'm in grade three,
Dude,
four, five,
you
somewhere there.
don't make me look like a
Come
grandpa,
on,
man.
man. I mean,
Like a grandpa.
I guess that's what it takes to be a titan, isn't it?
Yeah, so I came here. Yeah, I came here I entered the Czech Republic on the 5th of October,
Right.
2007, and I've been here for a while, uh, plus or minus, let me say 14 years, because I had some gaps. Yeah, whereby I was home 2 years and then came back, and I went back home again for a while, then came back again.
Okay. So you come to the Czech Republic,
Yeah,
2007. The country is doing different things.
yeah.
What is the shock? What is the attitude of the culture towards foreigners? What is going on your mind? It's a blessed child from Nigeria, obviously. You have a different experience. I'm sure there is a story behind you working around coming here. But what is going on? What is an overview of how you're looking at how things are done in the Czech Republic? How is the transportation system? How is the education system? How are the people interacting with each other?
Uh to be precise, like when you move away from, like, let me put it, like your comfort zone, right? You are going to experience things differently. It's just like you now from your house, maybe 5 blocks away, you visit a different house, you see something that they are doing differently that you don't do in your house, and you kind of surprised, like, oh, why is it that those people do things like this, why we don't do things like that? Or maybe you realize that what you've been told, that, oh, this is not good, but is accepted in another house. So I believe that when I came, the first thing, that the first shock I got was when I visited um uh, a shop. Like, I visited the grocery shop, I wanted to buy things,
What?
and then I saw an elderly lady, like very old, really. She was pushing the shopping cart,
Right.
and I was kind of like, wait, what's she doing? You understand? Like, what's she doing? Where I'm coming from,
Right.
this, she should be sitting at home, taken care of by her grandchildren,
Right.
and stuffs like that. And then another thing I found very surprising is that I found like almost everybody smokes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I come through here. The funny thing is, people told me at the time people used to smoke from the inside.
Yeah.
Like they would smoke inside the clubs and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
How
So,
is your adjustment?
well, I wasn't clubbing back home, actually. Yeah, I wasn't clubbing back home. Like I said, I was blessed. Like, let's just don't
What does it mean to be blessed, by the way?
don't go
No,
there,
no, because you've been using these words time and again.
You
I
know,
want to know what being blessed means.
like you come from a place whereby all your steps, you understand, like you've been going the right way, let me put it that way. Like, everything you do, you have, life is like, okay, family, church, maybe friends who have the same kind of ideas with you and stuff like that, so you move in that direction, right? So then you come, and then you want to, like, get a little bit out of your shell. You understand, right?
Right.
You've been enclosed for a while. So you want to take the fresh air. You want to feel the sun. You understand, right? You want to know what is out there.
Come
So
on now.
you just take that step. You understand?
And right
So
there,
yeah, and then you find yourself in a different environment.
from there, a
entirely.
titan is born.
Yeah, you find
Kyom
yourself.
son.
Yeah, you find yourself in a. To be frank, right? I've said this, and I'm not shy of saying it. You understand? Yeah, like when we came here, we party a lot. Like, then we were going out, and stuffs like that. Come rain, come sun, like whether it's -10 or it's -5, we put on our jacket, we hit the club. You understand, right? Yeah. Then they used to smoke, and you come back from the club, you the whole clothes, right? Even let me even give you one story. Your hair smells cigarette.
I have found it really difficult to believe that story.
Yeah,
However, almost everybody talks about how the hair would be
yeah,
the thing.
yeah.
What was going on?
See, like when you come, okay, I don't know about other people, but what I usually do then was like when I come back from the club, all the clothes, right? They are hanged outside. Yeah. So I'll keep them outside. So after a while, the smoke, the smell and everything will go out. Right. After a while. Then and what I did was I had um clothes that I would wear to the club. And I had one jacket that is meant you don't laugh, man. I had one jacket,
This is meant for the
Yeah,
club.
yeah, this is meant for the
When I
club.
pull up, I'm outside.
Yes,
I
I
like
keep it
that.
outside. So and stuffs like that, just for you, like not to have all your clothes, and stuffs like that, just maybe stain with smoke and other things. So that's exactly like what I was doing then.
Sounds good. Then you come through to the Czech Republic. You are at the University of Hradec Králové.
Yes, my first university.
Your first university. So you don't study in Nigeria.
Yeah, I did, but we have this polytechnic system. I don't
Right.
know if you have that in Zambia as well. Yeah, so I was in the polytechnic. I did business admin then.
Okay.
Yeah, national diploma in business admin.
Sounds good. So you do that. You come to the Czech Republic. You studied in the Czech language, correct?
Yes, officially.
So I'm looking at opportunity
Yeah, okay.
in terms of you get the scholarship,
Mm-hmm,
you come through to the Czech Republic.
mm-hmm,
What is your opportunity in terms of employment, starting a business,
mm-hmm.
educational path itself, what you want to be picking? What's going on at that time? Because you've just come to the place. I'm sure you're coming through, everything is coming in your place.
Yeah.
There's one thing that you're identifying, there's certain things that you're ignoring.
Mm-hmm.
Where is your focus? Because you're in university now. So
Yeah.
where is your focus?
Yeah, I believe that when we came, our focus was just to get the degree. That was the main thing, just to study and finish all that you're doing. And then we had that mindset of, oh, I'm going back home. I don't want to stay here anymore.
Right.
So I came with that mindset.
And
I don't know.
how many years now?
So
Okay.
I came with that mindset, right? But as time goes on, then you realize that, oh, what is happening back home is really not conducive for you to go back home. Then you begin to kind of, okay, what if then you start exploring opportunities, let's say like for job. Then jobs were not really this common. Like now, today, you see somebody will come to the Czech Republic, let's say, the first 2-3 weeks, he's working. It wasn't like that. I remember we worked in the construction. I'm sorry to say this, but we worked in the construction.
Right.
We have to pack rubbish,
Right.
and stuffs like that. So then you hardly can find.
Is that company still active?
Actually, it wasn't even a company. Like you get an agent.
Okay.
So the agent will now come around and look for people. So we
Right.
met this lady from, I think she's from Kazas or something like that, Kazakhstan. So she'll come around and she look for people, take your number, take your name, just give you number of days that you are going to work. I remember us moving around, going to this Bohemia Crystal with my friend, because it was also, they had an office, a factory, sorry, in Pojobradi. Then that was where the language school was. So we go there, and then we were asking them like if they have a job for us and stuff like that, and they were like, no, no jobs and stuff like that. So, and you can see today, right? You can see the changes like you said, opportunities. The opportunities are here. The only thing is that you just have to look. What kind of mindset are you coming with? You understand?
Right.
Don't come with the mindset like, oh, okay, you want everything to be handed over to you. Come with the mindset that, look, I am going to find what I can lay my hands on.
I like that.
Yeah, because let me tell you something. There are certain things that today I can look back and I can say that I regretted not doing them
Right.
then, right? Because, and then another thing again, what kind of people you meet, what kind of advice they give you, and stuff like that. So today, some of us are here. People are coming. Like I can remember a number of guys that I have advised. Look, if you are here, some of them are so eager to work.
True.
That's the first thing.
True.
They are students, but they are eager to work. And at the end of the day, you realize that they miss their classes, they miss certain things, and they get dropped out of school. And then now you are hanging. You don't know your faith and stuff like that. So you have to keep working for you to stay in the system. What I usually say is that get a degree. Once you have the degree, you have the opportunity. The Czech market is open to you. So now, once you have a Czech degree, the market is open to you. So you can get a job, you can start a business, and stuff like that.
It's interesting that you actually say that. I have seen this time and again to my friends. Yeah, a couple number of my friends as well. They just come through and then there is, this hunger to work.
Mm-hmm.
So you quickly rush into work without understanding the system.
Yeah.
Before we get to that part, I just want you to take me back a little bit
Yeah.
because you studied in Czech.
Hmm.
The so the first time the first time that I cried genuinely.
Yeah.
Genuine. This is genuine me crying
Mhm.
by myself.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about this when
Yeah,
we were
yeah,
coming to this
yeah.
place. Was during the language school.
Mm.
2018, I come through. And then we start learning from September, October, November. We do Christmas, New Year.
Mhm.
We're still going. I am failing straight 5%, 10%,
Wow.
12. And this goes back to back mathematics, economics, geography, and what I'm failing.
Exactly what we had.
Intensive learning of
Yeah.
Czech language.
Yeah.
And one day I just come through home alone. This is how I know it was genuine. I come alone.
Yeah.
I just drop my bag.
No one in the house.
It
Just
hits
you.
me, man.
Yeah.
I just drop it here, man.
Mhm.
I'm like, how can God help you from all these places
Mhm.
to come and put you in this place?
Yeah.
And just let you dry out like this.
Mm.
But that hit me different. So before we get to that success part where you start looking into that stuff, I think there's an important aspect of understanding that. And when you learn in the language, you get to understand particular systems and whatnot. Not that this information is not there in English, it is there.
Yeah.
How is your experience with the team that you're coming with, or you personally, in absorbing the language? What Because I think we underestimate how much pressure that gives on you and how you need to survive that. What are some of the best practices that you had to go through, or at least an example of somebody who went through something and how they came out of it?
I'm going to use a lady that I met here. I think she was in the language school. She was like a year ahead of us. And by the time I met her, she was translating.
Okay,
Interpreting.
right.
Like you speak in English, she interprets in Czech. You speak in Czech, she interprets in English. She was interpreting the church that I was going then in Hradec Králové.
Right.
And I asked her, I said, how did you because I am still struggling. After 1 year, I'm still struggling. I was in the university then. And she said to me, I had to. Why? Because there was no any other option. That was what she said to me.
Having
She said,
something to lose.
yes. She said she got this dictionary, a very small one, and she goes around with like a little jotter or something like that. She goes around with it. So she sees something, she writes it. You say something, she writes it in her own understanding, and she goes back home. Imagine someone studying pharmacy in Czech language. Yeah, that was what she was studying. So she said she had no option.
Ish.
Okay, coming to me, I didn't survive.
What happened?
I didn't survive. Why? Because um, I had like, because for me, I felt like my teacher understood English.
Right.
So if I'm pushed to the wall, I speak English, and she responds to me.
In English.
Yes, and stuff like that. So imagine, right? So that means I had an option. So how did I manage to even finish the language school? Yes, I did finish, but I had issue. Like I remember my first day, my first day at school. The guy gave me a passage to read in Czech language. Yeah, seriously. So I was reading it
What
like
is this guy trying to make you do?
I was reading it the way I understood.
Right.
So I was just reading the English, like the letters and stuff like that. I didn't understand certain things, like the hard check and the whatever.
Right.
Yeah, the chara and stuff like that. So I didn't understand all those things. So I was just reading it like English. So as time goes on, right, we had the books and stuff like that. So we'll go through the book, and then if I'm to give you some of the books I used, you see a lot of them, like they have pencil translated into English to understand. So I started like doing that. So I was understanding certain words and how to construct a little bit of the sentences and stuff like that. Like good morning, I want this, I'm going here, how much is this and stuff like that. This is a shoe, this is all of those things. So I survived to a certain level to a certain level. Yeah, like the maths you are talking about. Maths is something else. So I don't want to go there because
Did it improve now?
no, it that one.
You're
It's,
working with numbers now.
yeah, no, those numbers I'm working with, they are okay.
They're different numbers.
They are really different
I
ones.
like that.
Yeah. So you understand. So you get to that level whereby you don't have option, right? A lot of people didn't have options. Like the guys from the francophone countries, and then we had those guys, those Angolans, and we had the Arabs. Some of them, they don't speak English, only French. That's the only thing. Some they only speak Portuguese. That's all. Some Arabic. That's all. And those guys picked the language faster than us. Faster than us. So many of us that came from the English speaking countries, we were trailing behind them.
It's true that you mentioned that because I have seen couple number of my friends from Cameroon,
Yeah.
Gabon,
Guinea.
Guinea.
Yes.
Those guys.
Yeah.
It's like they have no option.
Yes.
There's this doctor guy. I don't know if you know him. Anisette.
Yeah. Oh.
Analyst.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anisette,
Yeah.
he has been like a brother to me
Yeah.
since I came through. And that guy gave me the best advice ever.
Yeah.
Trust me. We come to the Czech Republic, we're struggling, we're failing. That time, I think I have already cried at that point. and then they come to Podjebrad.
Yeah.
And then he tells me we were with everybody else. And this is advice. He gave the advice to everybody. So that wasn't particularly just me. Anisette says, of all the universities that you're gonna have, it's easier to go to Pardubice because they won't need your language certificate and stuff like that.
Mm.
However, chemistry is not meant for everybody. That's
Hmm.
what he said.
Hmm.
Now I had to be sincerely honest to myself, not to prove to somebody say I can do this and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's to myself.
Yes.
Now remember, at home I'm making numbers. I'm amongst the top 10 students, so I'm doing the
Good.
most. I used to fail at home and whatnot, but like if I need to perform, I'll perform within the top 10 of the students.
Mhm.
Then here you're failing every time. So now I was like, I have to be entirely honest with myself.
Yeah.
Where am I now? And what is the way forward?
Mm.
He said chemistry is not meant for everybody. So whatever decision that you're gonna make, you need to apply it. And that was the best advice that this guy gave me. Most of my friends that went to Pardubice didn't make it. I have one guy that I came with, he went home because of the similar situation and stuff like that. So I understand with what you're saying to say the francophone.
Yeah.
Is that how you say
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. These guys have no choice.
Yeah.
Which is I think how you and I learn Czech.
Yeah.
Is because you know where you're from. I don't know which streets you're from, but I'm from the hood. Man, where I'm from, I'm like,
Yeah.
I have to make it happen. I need to make this count
Mm-hmm.
by all means necessary.
Yeah.
So I get what you mean to say those guys pick it real quick because they don't have a safety net.
Yes.
As if you speak English, I know I can chat with you. And those guys usually come through. There's a limited number of people they can speak French to.
Yes.
So they have no choice. Let's
Yes.
go for it.
Yes.
And he said speaks like a native speaker.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
these doctors
Most
are
of those
good.
guys, Anison, who else? There are a couple of guys that I know. Then those guys from Angola,
Right.
yeah, they pick Czech within the first 3 months actually. Yeah,
Right.
they could communicate.
But then you go through that, you successfully manage to make it through.
Yes.
You get your degree and whatnot. In between that space of time, there is this thing that we get to miss out. Now there's an introduction, I think since 2021,
Mm-hmm.
you need to do an adaptation course. So those who study in the Czech language, you don't need to do an adaptation course.
Yeah.
But I think those guys that come after 2021 and studying in English need to do an adaptation course. They pay for it with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Yes.
Or is this MOI?
Yeah.
Yes, Ministry of Interior. So they have to do that. And this information is missing. And people make mistakes in between that. Either the transition from student into employment or that switch. Simply because you cannot read the documentation in the Czech language or you don't have somebody that is giving information. Now, there's beautiful centers. There's the Brno Expats Center.
Yeah.
I think Prague has got a center of some sort. Charita does showcase all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What is the story? Because what I remember is you're supposed to be holding some high-level documentation right now. Unless this is confidential. But if you could share that story, what happened?
Yes. Like I think I gave like the brief part of it. What happened was that sometimes information is key. Information is key. And when you have knowledge, you have power. When you have knowledge, you avoid mistakes. So when you have knowledge, you can go far. Why? Because you avoid certain things, certain hurdles. For me, I had the knowledge, but I didn't have I was not having the full knowledge. So I never knew that when you transit from student to employment card, once your employee card is expiring, you have 30 working days to apply for the next one.
Right.
Yeah. So the whole story happens like my people will say like it's like juju. So like my people will say like it's juju.
It's juju.
Yeah, and
They
stuff
don't
like
want
that.
him to succeed.
Yeah. But one of the things that happened was that I was supposed to go and have this thing renewed. And we talked about it like with I don't know if I should mention OJ. So and I went there actually. I took a day off from work. I went there to submit. So this thing that we were talking about, the language barrier.
Right.
So this lady was explaining something to me, right? She was asking me a question in Czech, but I didn't get her correct. Like I didn't understand her fully. So and I didn't know exactly what she was looking for. So what she was asking me, there was a line down the application. There was a line which says reason for your stay. So I should have written there that okay, I have completed, like I've been here for 5 years, and stuff like that, and I'm qualified. That was the
That's
only
it.
thing. Yeah, that was the only thing that was missing. So she didn't collect the application. So then I had to come back again. So by the time I was coming back, I didn't have enough days. Yeah.
Who is talking to you at the time?
It was it was one of the she's an elderly woman like that, like then when I met her. So she was the one that was telling me like, okay, hey, tell me, you know if it was probably somebody, she would have just said to me, okay, hey, go write this and then come back,
And come
right?
back. Right.
Yeah, because they can do that for you. Hey, go do this and then come back. But she didn't tell me what I needed to do. And I did not ask questions. I would have asked someone, hey, what is this? What am I supposed to do? I never, it was not going to be a difficult thing for me to wait around and resubmit again. So that was how I missed the chance. That was how I missed the chance. So I had to leave the country. Yeah, I spent almost 2 years back home. Then I came back.
Before
So
before before that. So you leave home, you're in Europe,
yeah,
you study.
yeah.
Is that the masters or bachelor's?
Masters.
Masters. You have done, I think, I don't know if that time they were counting 1 year per academic year. Now they count half.
Yeah,
You do
no,
1 year,
yeah,
it's
it has
half.
been like that.
It has been like that.
Yes,
So I'm assuming you have 2.5
yes.
years. You go home. Now your thinking is different. You don't think the same way. Like, did you go home between
No,
those studies? Okay, so
no.
5 years you're out.
Yeah.
I just went to Zambia a few months ago, and the thing had changed. I think differently. I reason differently. I look at things in different perspectives. So
Mhm.
you find yourself alienated a little bit from the guys, but eventually we could find the middle ground somewhere.
Yeah.
You go home. What is everybody saying?
Oh, hmm. um, quite a number of things. Like, yeah, okay. When you stay, they're expecting you to say, "Oh, I'm going back." You understand, right? Like, I'm supposed
It's
to
like,
go back in 3 months.
what do you mean? This is my home. What do you mean? When
Yeah,
am I
so
going back?
like, yeah, they were expecting you to say, "Oh, I'm going back again, maybe in 3 months." It's past like 6 months, 1 year, 1 year plus.
It starts
You are,
settling in.
yeah, it's that like um, there are quite a lot of theory. Oh man, he was deported. Like maybe he did something wrong. Sometimes they will not say it to you, right? They will say it to probably someone. But the good thing is that, right, um the people that I have around me, I would say like family and close friends, they understood. Like, oh, you explain things to someone, he will understand. Yeah, They will understand that, okay, yeah, this is what is happening and stuff like that. So those guys will understand you more than people who are just maybe out there, who have no idea like what you're going through and stuff like that.
The
So
interesting thing is, who makes these stories?
that is the question, right?
I don't think you just go and make up a story.
Yeah.
I don't know where this story is. Like you cannot.
You-
You cannot. Like I can't think of, how do you just sit
you
and
know,
think of
like
something of that
like
sort?
when someone asks you like, are you still going back? And you said yes. When are you going back? You understand, right? And you don't have a specific date.
Right.
So you know what is going on in their mind is like, why is this that, like, this person said I'm going back, but he's still here. You understand?
But don't you think that is a problem? Because I'm wondering why you're asking me when I'm going back. What do you mean? This is my country. I'm from
Yeah.
Zambia. I'm here to stay.
They don't want you
Or
to.
I'll go back whenever I need to go
They
back.
don't. They feel like now, or probably you are not part of the system anymore because you've been gone for long and
No
stuff
man's
like
land.
that. But the truth of the matter is that, like, for me, I said what really helped me a lot is that, right, when I was home, I I'm proud to say this. Like, for me, if you take me anywhere, I will survive. In the city, I will survive. If you take me back to the village, I will mingle with the farmers. I will farm with them. I will eat whatever they eat, and I will survive. So I think that mindset helped me to survive a lot. Though there were like kind of harsh and difficult days whereby I just get frustrated, yeah, with certain things, because some of the things that I can do easily, I couldn't do them. For example, like now, you can go out maybe in the shopping mall, right? You connect to the free Wi-Fi there. You can do whatever you want to do. So, but back home you have to buy data.
Yes.
You buy a bundle. It doesn't last you a week.
In Zambia, simpase kwa ya bando.
It doesn't last you a week.
Yeah, it's 2 GB, 500 MBs.
Yes, you understand. Then you ask yourself, are they even giving you the 1 gigabyte you are buying? Because it doesn't seem like 1 gigabyte. Because if I can have 1 gigabyte here that lasts me like 1 month, what is the difference between the gigabyte back home and the one here?
Yeah, in Zambia there is this thing that you call O network. There's a song by this boy now. It's like you talk too much like you have O network. O
Yeah.
network, we're talking about Airtel, MTN. This is for Zambia. I don't know if you have MTN in Nigeria and whatnot. So you have all these kind of stuff.
Mm.
I remember at the time I'm in junior high school.
Yeah.
I think I'm still in junior high school. So I'm at Central for secondary school. There's this bundle that was there and you have to use it only in the night.
Oh.
Which doesn't make sense. Why do you make the minutes in the night? And you're now getting to be a gentleman, so you are getting to like the girls at the time.
I don't want to go there. I know.
So you
were
make
there.
that thing. And I'm like, guys, this starter pack, in as much as it is good, students need to sleep.
Yeah.
They have school in the morning.
Yeah.
Now I start making, a bundle, then call a girl from a boarding school.
Yes.
Talking to, I don't even know what this girl is doing.
Yeah.
And this girl will be speaking with me on the phone the whole night.
Yeah.
Or some other girl, because I was at guys' school, Catholic school. And then so St. Trafford, St. Mary's. So now you start talking to the girls. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. At the time, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Now as I get to grow, I'm like, shit, that was stupid.
Yeah.
Why would you be talking all through the night?
Yeah.
In the name of it's all network and it's free.
Yeah.
I'm like, these guys are smart.
Yeah.
They make you pay. They know you're not even gonna use this.
Yes.
It's unlimited, it's in the night. Somebody's gonna fall asleep. And then they get to do that. So you have limited access to internet and whatnot.
Yeah.
By the way, we still do have internet.
Yeah.
Just to be clear.
Yeah. No, it's not like we don't have. We have it, but mostly you even when you go to MTN office, you understand, right?
Right.
When you go to MTN office, you don't see free Wi-Fi. You go to the Airtel, you
Yeah.
don't see free Wi-Fi. You go to Globalcom, you don't see free Wi-Fi.
Yes.
But like what I'm saying is that like here, probably if you don't have money, like maybe you can stroll. If you're a student, when you roam around the school, you are connected to Edroom.
Yeah.
So you can do whatever you want to do there,
Yeah.
and you go back home and stuff like that. But back home, you don't see those free services and stuff like that. So you have to pay for almost everything.
Yeah.
Almost everything. So at a point, you have to remain, yeah, you just have to have cash. So if you don't, if you're out of cash, then so many things come true.
So after you see those things come through, Czech Republic comes to be a destination for higher education. I love the education system, by
Yeah.
the way. It kind of allows you to test yourself in different formats.
Mm.
There's some that I've struggled with. I've always struggled with written exams. I've always been good with,
Oral.
come on,
Yes.
me.
Yes.
Put me there. I'm coming
Yes.
to cook.
Yes.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you that. I
Yeah.
think by now everybody's like, look, me, put me in the space
Yeah.
one to
One
one.
on
I'm
one.
gonna tell you what I know.
Yes.
And then we're gonna come up to an understanding.
Yeah.
Written, it's like, look, I'm gonna try my best to put my idea to writing, but that's not the case.
Yeah. Limited
Now
sometimes.
I'm limited.
Yeah.
And this is what happens as well now that I'm doing business with Epic Entertainment. I draft the contracts and whatnot. So I don't quite put the entire detail that I want to put across.
Mhm.
So I kind of have a limitation somewhere. So I've kind of taken the responsibility upon myself, try to write whatever the stuff, have people review, give me feedback.
Yeah.
My work allows me to do that. I mean, documentation. So you do all this work, then we have this what we call peer reviews. So somebody go and peer reviews your work.
Yeah.
So my manager, what she says is, when people review your work, that's not a reflection of you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a reflection on the work,
Yeah.
particularly. So stop, reflecting those comments on you.
Mm-hmm.
That has helped a great deal.
Yeah.
So I know writing is not really my stronghold, but I've taken this upon myself to actually improve on that and do the very best that I possibly can to be able to, get as much feedback as possible.
Yeah.
So some of those things that get to come through with it.
Yeah. That's actually because sometimes we kind of beat ourselves. If we cannot, I remember where I was working, like w- I was working before, and it was like a tense environment. I don't want to mention. And I remember the person training us then. She told us something. She said, "Look, when you are leaving this office, leave the job here. Don't take this pressure back home. If you take this pressure back home, you're not going to survive.
Right.
Yeah, leave the work, go back home. When you wake up in the morning, you think about like, oh, I want to come to the office. Yes, I'm coming to the office. Don't think about, oh, am I going to get, a bad person on the call? Am I going, this person is, what kind of ratings, like they left for me and stuff like that. She said, when you begin to think about those things, you have sleepless night, and by the time you know, you are depressed. You run into depression, and it's not good.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that I have seen a couple number of people run into that.
Yeah.
But simply there's lots of opportunities. For instance, you have 3 attempts to doing the exams themselves. You have oral, you have written. Yeah, so those 2. And then when you go to do the exams, you can attempt 1, you can attempt 2. And the third attempt, if it's your last one, you can request another person to
Yeah.
examine you. This is not the luxury that we get at home.
Of course.
You understand what I mean? So the system, I think we need, for me in Zambia, we need to redesign the education system. We need to work with what works for us.
Us.
Devise your own program. Because we can't use the same template. I was telling my media guy who works with us on that. I was like, I'm terrible at scheduling stuff. And then he said, scheduling is not the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Scheduling tasks is okay. The problem is standardized scheduling doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah.
Just like we have standardized tests. You cannot all give us a writing test and expect us to perform the same.
Mm.
The one who gets the best, probably that they're better at written exams. If we take it into oral, that's going to be different.
Yeah.
You find that other people are going to get much better grades. So our system needs to be refurbished. How does it work in Nigeria? Do you have a similar sort? How does it look like?
Recently I was listening to one of the professors, and there was one thing that he said, like, we need an educational system that works for us. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, and they asked him, like, what do you mean, like, what works for us? There are things that we study, right? They don't really make sense. And then even the structure of the whole curriculum doesn't even make sense. You understand? There are certain things that people study, like they are completely theory, no practical, no nothing. You understand? Like, at times, some of those things that we study, they are not even marketable. No, that's the truth. They are
Right.
not even marketable. So the whole structure has to, even the things that we study, we have to structure it. Let's have something that works for us. For example, in Nigeria, right? We don't have that system of maybe twice attempt or no. Let me even give you a story. Like, when I was studying, we had uh, uh, we had, like, one of the subjects we call use of English. So there's use of English 1, use of English 2. Then there is the second one, communication in English or something like that. I can't remember precisely, but something in that line. So what happened is that the use of English 1, you do it in your first semester. First semester, first year. Use of English 2, you do it in your first semester, second year. Right?
Right.
You are getting the point.
Yeah.
So, and then the use of English and communication in English, they are linked together.
Okay.
So, one, if you failed use of English 1, automatically you are not going to do communication in English 1 and 2.
No, it's not possible.
Yeah. So that is how it is linked. So that means you have at least 1 year to come back again when you
Right.
fail.
When you fail.
Yeah, you have 1 year to come back, because 1, it will not allow you to do use of English 1. It will not allow you to do communication in English 1 and 2.
Right.
So that is how, because communication in English 1, you do it in the second semester, first year. So, and they are linked together. So how can you keep someone for additional 1 year for just one course?
And you're ridiculed for it.
Yeah. So it's the same thing. There are other things that are linked together, accounting and other stuffs like that. So if we kind of restructure and have a better system that works for us, I believe that we can go far. Why is it that when Africans leave Africa, they come to the Western world? Why is it that they do better?
Ha.
Have you asked yourself that
Talk
question?
back to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Why is it that they do better? We have a lot of people discovering a lot of things and stuffs like that. You come and see them exploring IT, and before you know, why? Because it's that intensity that we put in our study back home. I remember last time when I was telling you, when I came here, I was waking up at night to study. Why? Because that was what I was doing back home.
Right.
Then I went to the exam and I realized that, dude, this is like, this is almost like nothing.
Exactly. It's really intense
Yeah.
how the system is. To an extent, it's good because when I came through, I knew a lot more than my fellow students.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in Zambia, I would be assuming that's the same in Nigeria. You sort of have everything.
Mm-hmm.
You learn a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So when you talk about general education, you have lots of information. Here, which works to their advantage as well, but to an extent, it limits a little bit of some, knowledge into certain areas. I think we should take some of that as a best practice at home, and then we need to learn something from them here on how to implement that. I'll give you an example. Most of the ladies that you see work at the bank,
Mm-hmm.
front office,
Yeah.
high school graduated,
Yeah.
economics student.
Yeah.
Back home, that would be somebody with a degree who has done 3 years in the university. You're seeing the workforce. So here, when they teach you to university, they're going to teach you equipped to handle complex situations.
Yeah.
Back home will teach you this and that, but then you don't have that much experience and whatnot. I'll tell you now, doctors here in the Czech Republic, they know something, but a first year working doctor doesn't know much than a nurse that just completed high school and is working in the hospital. The nurses finish high school, then they get into nursing. They know how to take blood, they know how to do all this kind of stuff. So it's more complex stuff. And with the experience that they get to build, and then the doctors, they just go, they see this, they see that. So a first year doctor that is working doesn't have as much information as a nurse because they finish and then they get practical,
Mm-hmm.
experience and stuff like that. I wish if we could create systems that allow to do that, that would be great.
Yeah.
People who are making money here are, the cleaners make money here,
Of course.
plumbers make money, and all this kind of stuff. We need to normalize certain things and change. Let's normalize people trying things and failing instead of giving everybody the same path to say you're going this route and this is what you're going to do and then get to finish, because then it limits our thinking. Like you have said, people come and then they start discovering certain things because the Czech Republic or Western countries in general kind of give you the pool. Go
Yeah.
and find
Yeah.
what you want to do.
Yeah.
And nobody's gonna stop you.
No.
If I've made people say, I want to paint, then they just start painting.
Yeah.
And there's that particular full support to it. When you say you want to paint in Zambia, are you mad? Are you okay? This cannot give you. I was like, no, it's not that. It's like, there's things that people want to do. This
Yeah.
is their vision. They have an idea of how they want to do this. You need to allow them to try. And then as they try more, they find out.
Yeah.
Even that's all you do to get, you experiment and you get the results.
You see, like what you're saying, is now that parents are even paying for their children to play football, put them in academy
Right.
and stuff like that. But years back, I remember even myself.
You wanted to be a footballer.
I was actually a goalkeeper, but I didn't keep up with it. Why? Because I was injured on my thumb, and then I just stopped. You understand, right?
Right.
Never knew that, like years back. Like now, if I'm going to take those years back, I will be in the gym, man, 247.
Yeah.
You understand, right? I will, do my best. But the thing is that we, like here, what I would say is that there are quite a number of options, that are out there, even on the internet.
Right.
You understand, right? Like children can learn.
Mhm.
And one thing I made to understand is that, like, sometimes when a child finds his passion, you realize that the parents will be behind him a little bit, pushing him.
Right.
But back home, you are either a lawyer, you are a doctor, you are an engineer.
Yeah.
If you tell your father that, oh, I want to be a painter, he will say, are you okay? Is something wrong with your head? You want to be a musician? Are you okay?
Right.
Are you normal? You want to be let's just come to being a dancer.
Right.
They feel like, no, that's not a career. You have to. You have to be a lawyer. Especially if your parents are in that field.
Right.
You understand? They
Yeah.
want you to be in that field. But when you come to places like this, you realize that, like people are given choices.
Right.
And they pay attention to the children when they see them like doing certain things,
Mhm.
like repeated, like they keep repeating
Right.
those things. They realize that, oh, maybe this person is going towards this side.
Right.
Let us,
Give them
try to
that
push
path.
him and give him that platform.
See, I love my mom. My mom is crazy. My mom thinks that I drink. I went home now. And my mom, still couldn't convince her. My partner was trying to, she was trying to convince, no, Leaf doesn't drink and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Actually, when you told me, I was surprised.
So why would, I don't drink.
Yeah, when you
at
told me,
all.
actually, I was surprised.
There's
I
a
was
lot
like,
of
"Ooh."
people that don't believe
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
They said the noise is too much.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm
Yeah.
going to wake up today and just scream because that's how I feel.
Yeah, yeah.
And I wake up, turn up the music. My partner was struggling with that at the beginning. Now, well, she's the boss. So if the neighbors complain, I'm like, well, you can explain to them. So now she's not the template that you can use to ask if Leaf is noisy or not.
Mhm.
She has a resistance of some sort. That she enjoys that noise as well. So I now I dance. The whole entertainment company around dancing, around
Yeah.
DJing and all that kind of stuff. So my mom now has understood to say, this guy is just always gonna dance. She's always been saying, one day I'm gonna leave the house naked and just start running.
Yeah, mothers, they have that,
Right.
like, they pay more attention
To that stuff.
to their children, really, in most cases, right? Like,
Mhm.
I can say, like, most of the mothers.
Right.
Yeah, there are things that your mom will know about you that you will not even know,
Right.
and she can explain that to you. So at times, I don't understand. Probably it's the connection, like the love, and stuffs like that. So
Mhm.
she's just being, a mother.
Yeah, I guess it's just forms of education.
Yeah.
You take things a little bit different from the learning
Mm-hmm.
paths that we're putting together.
Yeah.
You mentioned something interesting a little bit earlier about the paths that you get to choose. Painting, you want to be a doctor. If parents in the particular field, this is the field that you're looking at. When I came to the Czech Republic, originally I wanted to be a pilot. I did some exams with, I think, Zasti. Yeah, I think I passed a couple number of them.
Wow.
And stuff like that. But it's tough. At home, dad couldn't sponsor that, but he told me to say, hey, mate, look, we're gonna need to try something else. I do not have these amounts of money, but you can try some university and whatnot. It was like, didn't want to do that university. It's like, can I, unlock my potential and kind of find a way on how to go about it? Then it came to the looking around and getting to see that. Then you come to the Czech Republic. The idea is you want to survive. Now, don't get me wrong. When you come to a new place, you don't know the system, you don't know anything and whatnot, particularly if you come into the Czech Republic. The idea is you need to make it work. So try to survive, and then you can adjust to whatever it is that you want to do. We are lacking information on what paths to take. Is it IT? Is it agriculture? Is it business? Is it medicine? We still come with that prestigious mindset. We want to do this because this is what happens at home.
Yeah.
But that is different in the Czech Republic. Nobody cares what degree you have. I did business and agriculture. Now I'm working into an IT company. Now I'm learning technical stuff. I'm like, if only I knew, I would have started doing my business um, system administration certification much earlier. I would have known about this information. I didn't get to find out about that information. When I started working, I don't know what is going on. These guys are talking in abbreviations.
Yeah.
This, that. I'm like, I have no idea of what you guys are talking about.
Hmm.
What helped me a great deal, I have a great team. I come to, guys, I don't know this. I do not have a technical background. How do we go about this? And they'll be willing to give you that information and stuff like that. Personally, right now, I think we're going more into the technology space.
Yeah.
I think as you're in university, I was giving this advice at the time, but when you're giving advice, sometimes you don't pay attention. Learn tech. That's where we are. There's AI. Learn how to use these tools. Learn system admin. Learn something technology with whatever passion that you want to go to, because the world is moving into the technology space. And that's what, you should be looking into getting to improve how systems are running. If you're going to get into tech, you understand how the transportation system can be improved and all this kind of particular stuff. Not just keep them here. Let's try to send this knowledge and share it and how to improve.
Yeah.
How can we then help people get this information now?
Um, it's a very important question, and it's a big topic. And I think we have talked about this several times with a lot of people. Um, when you come, or when you are in a new country or in a new environment, right? Um, it is good to ask questions, because my people said we have a proverb that who asks question never get lost.
Right.
Um, but who are you asking the question? Sometimes there are people who you ask question, they will not direct you to the right path. Um, so many of us believed some of the things that we had before, and we couldn't stretch, or we couldn't spread our nets. We just put it in one place, and now everything is shifting. So I believe that how can we help the people that are coming? Because now I can say so many people, they've lost the opportunity. They probably could not go back again and get it. Like what I told you last time. I told you that water doesn't boil twice, boils once.
What do you mean water doesn't boil twice? You
Water
can turn
doesn't
on the stove, it
wa-
boils,
water
and you
doesn't
switch it off and turn
no
it on, it will
no
boil.
that's water doesn't
Tell me
boil.
that.
Water doesn't boil and go down and then it boil again. It boils once. When you off it, that is once. So, like if you have probably maybe lost that opportunity, and another person is coming, I think the best thing for you to redeem yourself is to help another person grow,
Right.
so that that person can look back and say, this guy gave me this advice,
Right.
and today I am where I am today. It, believe me, it is the language now.
Yes.
It is the language, because that is what is going to be applicable to almost everything.
Yeah.
When you talk about accounting,
Mhm.
AI is coming. There are software
Mhm.
that can do your work. They can replace you within a minute,
Right.
right? So if you're talking about even this transportation that you're talking about,
Right.
it's technology, it's IT, it's information and stuffs like that. So all of those things, you have even what we're talking about, agriculture, that we know it's kind of like, oh, we go to the farm, everything now is taking over. So where are they going to get the information? The truth of the matter is that sometimes like in the school, you get a lot of information. In maybe some, like with people that are around you, you get a lot of information. So, and you yourself, you need to make a lot of research. What is selling? What are people buying? you know what are people doing? And one thing is that I would say, I have a saying: the logo on Nike and their slogan said, "Just do it."
Yes.
I don't know how you read it.
Yeah.
You understand, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how you read it, but this is how I read it. Just do it. Whatever comes to your mind that you feel, you are convinced that you
That
want to do. I'm not talking about evil, I'm talking about good. Just do it. Why? Because regret is a poor company. That maybe after one, maybe 10, 15 years, you are regretting, oh, I should have done it. You think about it, but you didn't do it, right? That means there's no output out there for you because you just spend your time thinking about it,
right.
but you did nothing about it. So IT now is booming in every aspect. Just think about it in every aspect. So when people are coming, direct them, what do you want to do? Hey, why not look at what is selling? Why not look at, okay, oh, I'm here to study accounting. Have you ever thought about studying like how to improve your accounting skills using AI?
True. True.
What are you studying? Logistics. Oh, have you ever thought about like how you can build some software? Maybe you can track things, and stuff like that. Value
Right.
chain
Value
and
chain.
stuff and stuff like that.
I love that.
Yes. How can I get my maybe granite from Kanu
Yeah.
to Czech Republic or from Kano to Germany? You understand, right?
Yeah.
Then you started building. You can build things. You can build software that can track. You can build software that can estimate. You can build software that can give you, like all of those things. So,
Right.
like a friend we met today,
Yeah.
I never knew that was what he was doing. You know,
Yeah.
you understand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can imagine what you can make within a week
Yeah.
and stuff like that. There are guys who are designing website that,
Yeah.
believe me, some of those things they didn't even have any idea when they came here. Some of
Yeah.
them they learned here and stuff like that. So
Right.
the truth of the matter is that like we also have to help ourselves because I have come to realize that so many of us, there are people out there
Mhm.
like when you come, they feel like you're a threat. You understand?
True.
I don't know if you've had experience.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
feel like you are a threat to them, so they will not open up to you. And I cannot ask myself like, why? You understand, right?
Yeah.
Like, why? This place is big enough to accommodate all of us.
That what you're saying is true. I've seen this in the entertainment industry, which is messed up.
Yeah,
There's so much market. All of us can do entertainment.
of course.
And if we work together, it's gonna be a great deal. We're gonna do much more than we're doing alone. I get 2 gigs. I cannot go to both gigs. Why
Bro,
don't you take it? That's it. The pool is way too big. We shouldn't be fighting over that. How do we get past that?
um,
So for me,
yeah.
now I'm thinking through the Titans podcast, we're probably gonna make more of these conferences
Mm-hmm.
and get to create the space where people are gonna come through,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna showcase this particular information. My idea was if we would have information of students coming through and create certain sessions
Mm-hmm.
where we can particularly give this information, this is going to help a great deal. So we say students come usually in September.
Yes.
So let's say in November,
Mm-hmm.
we start we make a particular program
Yes.
where it's a day conference. People come through. I think we can do in partnership with studying Czech alumni.
Mm-hmm.
I think those guys have really cool platforms and whatnot. They have access to the students incoming and whatnot. If you could create, I'm here to speak with them. I hope they will buy my deal. We make a conference, let people come through. We do networking and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
but actually give information. I think we usually just touch smaller pieces of it, but we need to talk about career development,
Yeah.
uh, bring up people who have made it into the space. You came through, you did language, you got your bachelor's, you got your master's, now heading into PhD. What is your story like? Can somebody learn from your story? And after whatever people speak, let's have people into marketing, let's have people into tech, tell the stories.
Yeah.
How it actually happened. Tell it as it is.
Yes.
From there, give them a space for networking and let them dine with each other. Let them get to interact those stories with each other. That way to kind of change how people are looking into those particular spaces.
Yeah.
If it means we do it online before people come through, it's okay as well to change, whatever course of study that you had at that particular point.
Yeah.
But we need to create that space.
Yeah.
And personally, I'm going to take that responsibility upon me with the platform that I have.
Yes.
Obviously, you, because you have done that. And then we can start working around that.
Yes, I believe that is achievable. That is correct. That is achievable. The thing is that we just need to kind of bring everybody together. Let the people have that desire. Let me put it that way, like a desire to kind of know more and stuff like that. Because some people, they don't know, but they will not even want to learn.
Right.
Yeah. So I think we have something similar like that in the church. But most of the times we organize that, you don't find anybody.
Right.
People don't come. And then tomorrow they ask you like, what do I need? What document do I need to go to the foreign police?
Right.
You understand? But we organized something, you did not come. So how would you have that information? Somebody came and they didn't know that when they open a new account with Raiffeisen, if somebody referred them, that person is going to get like a bonus of 1,000 and they will also get a bonus of 1,000. They never knew. They went to Raiffeisen, they opened their account by themselves, they get nothing.
I see.
So you understand, like these are some other things. Okay, how can I find my way? How can I buy things in the shop? A lady came and she said like she spent about how many days, she couldn't know where to go and get a pot.
Right.
And she was eating just bread, and she was buying food outside.
Information.
And stuff like that. Information, like I said, is key. Information is knowledge. Information is power.
I guess that's the way that we're gonna have to follow. Let's get to dig deeper, and it's your responsibility as a person to really dig into the information. We'll have people around who have this information. They can help you with that information, but come to me when you have found something.
Yes.
And say, hey, Leaf, I want to know about ABCD. I figured out there's this and whatnot. I'm more willing to give you XYZ because you have your ABCD done.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But if you just come and say something, it's a little bit difficult for me to begin. Where do I pick it from and get to share that particular information?
Yeah.
So as we get to explore the world of Titans, we definitely will have to find how we can develop those businesses, how we can get that particular information.
Definitely. This is just the beginning,
and whatnot.
Yeah.
And obviously, Kyom is going to be our guy as well. He's going to be hosting a couple number of these.
Yeah, actually,
I'm glad that we're able to have this conversation.
I'm looking forward to like how the road is going to be.
Yeah.
So, and I believe that it's going to be a very long journey. And then we'll do our best because all we are trying to do is to improve ourselves. Because I cannot be, even if I know something, I will not be everywhere. You understand?
True.
Yeah.
True.
So I am here. Maybe somebody will be somewhere else and stuff like that. So that's how we grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, I'm going to be looking forward because I know you have experience into the radio. You had that show.
Oh.
We still need to talk about that show.
Oh, we'll talk
and now
about
you'll
that
be
one.
on the Titans and whatnot. But otherwise, mate,
Thanks
it was
for
great
having
to
me.
have you around.
Thank you.
Thank
very
you so much for
I
coming
really
through.
appreciate.
You have all these, cool stuff. I just can't wait for when I'll pin you up. Be like, let's get as much information as we possibly can.
Definitely you get.
But
more.
it was great to have you, mate.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Very much. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate.
So shout out to NKS Studios for hosting us and having us.
Very,
have all these
grateful.
beautiful
Yeah.
background and whatnot. But hey,
looks beautiful.
when I interview the owner of this place, stay tuned. You're gonna see what is gonna happen. Mr. Kyom,
thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming through, man. You do take care and we'll see you around.
Okay, man. Thanks very much.